Yo, what's going on, people? Little fella checking in. I decided to go live. This is my first live video. I know I've been having a lot of questions about what's been going on in the other videos that I posted so far and why it's been so long that I haven't posted any videos. Well, what's going on, Trucker Guild, man? Yeah, kind of give y'all an update. I was going to do a video and post it, but it's just so much going on. I ain't got everything worded right. So I know people's been asking me questions. So I'll just be like, well, I figure if they had questions, I'll just go ahead and answer it. So I'm going to keep this line open for a little bit. I don't know who's going to jump in or how many people's going to watch, but I thought I'd do it this way. So my truck's been down since November 27th. And what happened was I parked next to a Walmart trailer that had an owner-operator hooked up to it. And it was a giant parking lot. I think maybe one or two truckers knows exactly where I was based off the location in the video. But it was a giant parking lot, and I have no idea how that this one truck, it was a holiday weekend, Thanksgiving weekend. The business itself that we were parked at was not open. The parking lot is bigger than a Walmart parking lot, and that's just not even exaggerating. If anybody that knows that location, no, I'm not lying. And it's just me and the other truck. I parked it there around 7 o'clock at night. It was a Saturday evening. Came back Sunday afternoon, and that's what it looked like. Somebody hit it. And that was the only truck there. He was already shut down by the time I parked the truck. So I don't know how he woke up and pulled forward and hit the truck, because he had better options to do than that. He could have either backed his truck up. He could back up damn near 300 feet and not hit anything. He could have just turned left and left out the exit. Hey, what's going on, Crazy Gamer? What's up, Sherman? Yeah, I'm out here, man. I just been quiet, man. I haven't been making no noise. I've just been trying to get through these past couple weeks, man. It has been rough and tough. I think things are starting to kind of shine favor on me now. But yeah, so the guy must have woke up, pulled forward, and then just try to do a U-turn around my truck, and then his trailer or ICC bumper must have caught the front of my truck. That's the only thing I can think of. What's up, Mr. Coffee? If I saw your name right, my bad if I didn't see it right. And then he pulled forward and left. Now, this must have happened somewhere in the middle of the night, because he knew, I don't know what happened in between there. So, I went through the whole, call the tow truck, police, do a report and everything. I walked into the place of business to ask to see the security cameras, and they wouldn't let me see the security cameras. They said they could only show the police the security cameras. So when they did, they said we was parked way too far out. Maybe we parked half the distance from the building back, they would have seen us parked there. But truckers, man, when we park places and it's big open lots and whether we're supposed to be there or not, we try to park as far away from the building so we can leave the parking lot open to the actual customers that's shopping there. Yeah, it either could have been his axles, or I think it could have been his ICC bumper on the end of his trailer. It's kind of hard to tell, but like I said, I think he was tired. If him being the owner-operator pulling a Walmart trailer, he probably was on paper logs. He probably took like a little 5-hour nap, 4-hour nap, jumped down, jumped up, turned the truck on, pulled forward, turn right. I just don't know what he did. That's what I'm going to get a dash camera for, and I already talked to one of my subscribers about what type of dash camera to get. I forgot the name already, but he told me it was like $80. And it's a motion sensor camera, so the only time it turns on is when there's motion going on in front of the camera. So if you're just sitting still and nothing going on in front of you, it's not going to record anything. So I can't wait to order it, check it out, see how it works. But I'm definitely getting one, because the way my truck look now, it look like a brand new truck. I mean, they done painted the truck. It's bright and shiny, glossy. They put new chrome on the bumper and on the hood, new headlights, new fog lights. They put a new radiator, new clutch fan, new AC condenser and cooler. I mean, they got so much new stuff on that truck. I just can't name it all without the list. But it costs a lot of money. I'm going to tell y'all that. And I'll get to that in a second. So since the accident, I've been having to use a loaner truck. And it's a good option, you know, to have another truck you can use. But at the same time, you know, going from owner-operator pay to company pay, that's a giant drop. And I've said that in one of my past videos that I was only making 25% of what I was making. Let's see, how was the pressure test? They told me the pressure test is good. I'm thinking talking about the radiator once they changed it, correct, to make sure they had no leaks. If that's what you're talking about, it went great. They did that. They changed it. It had no leaks. I heard some people say, you told me I'll make a t-shirt saying they hit my truck. That's a good one, man. That's a good one. I mean, I'm the kind of goofy kind of dude that would do something like that, especially since I have pictures of it all. But they took it out for a ride to make sure it didn't ride funny. I know a lot of people say once any vehicle get hit from the front, it throws off the ride. It don't never ride the same. You know, it don't drive the same on the highway. So they told me they rode fine. You know, they said, and then the accident wasn't a high-speed accident. It was a slow-speed accident. So the chances of it bending the frame or anything like that is very small. So it should be fine. But yeah, driving the company truck, and y'all seen those videos. The trucks I was in are like 07, 06 models, Columbias. And the one I was in already had some problems of its own, but it wasn't big to the point where it wasn't able to drive. And, you know, I couldn't be picky about what I drove, so I just took where I could get just to keep some money in my pocket. And that's when the transmission went out. That was one issue. Luckily, the guy I work with, and for people who ask me who I work for, who I'm pulling for, I work with my brother-in-law. So he has his own business. I just work with my brother-in-law. I'm the only owner-operator that works with his company. Everybody else that work for him is his company drivers. So he really looks out for me and try to, you know, guide me and try to help me, teach me about, you know, owning the business and, you know, building the fleet and stuff like that. So I listen to a lot of his advice. So, you know, he brought me out another truck, and I did that to complete my run. The FedEx Stell would have been pretty good to me if I had my truck. They were going to pay, they was paying $2.30 a mile. Yeah, I have been doing loads since that happened. I've actually took off the 27th, from December 27th up until now. I haven't been doing any loads. And the 27th is when I went up to Chicago. The body shop guy told me that the truck was ready, or the truck would be ready by that following Thursday. So, you know, me being excited, couldn't wait to get up there. Are you at Memphis? I'm in Mississippi, but I'm not far from Memphis. I must have missed the other message. This is my first time going live, so I don't know how to go back in the messages. Oh, there it goes. Oh, I get a mentor free. Well, the way I came about meeting this guy was, he the one that actually got me into trucking in the first place. Not literally like, ooh, I want to drive trucks, and he's got in my head, but he's the first one to give me a chance. I got my CDL back in 2009 when I lived in Seattle, and he, at the time, was, you know, talking to my sister and stuff like that. He was just starting his business. He only had 2 trucks, and he was doing flatbed then. And he said, well, if you can move over to Chicago, you know, I'll hook you up. We can ride team. I'll teach you how to drive trucks, and I'll teach you how to do flatbed at the same time. And this is around the time where I got laid off from my temp agency job. And I was a yard NYK Logistics. So best job I ever had was a yard hostler, believe it or not. I was making $15 an hour, working 12-hour shifts. I had a lot of overtime, paid weekly. It was simple. I loved it. I would go back to yard hustling if I had to, if I didn't want to deal with owner operator or even deal with over the road anymore. But let me think. So yeah, I met him, rode team with him for about 1.5 years. It was hell. A lot of learning, a lot of things to get used to. But, he always stuck around us ever since then. So now he's trying to guide me in the right direction and keep me on track. I appreciate that, Jerry. You know what I'm saying? If I can say something that, people can learn from or grasp or, apply themselves, is always good. Because y'all think I'm lying, I go through a lot. I make a lot of mistakes or a lot of things just come my way. A lot of adversity comes towards any trucker the way. I don't want to make myself stand out in front of anybody else. Cause I'm pretty sure y'all that drive trucks have your own things that go to, breakdowns, DOT, regulations, whatever, compliance. I'm pretty sure I go through a lot of stuff as well, especially with these mega carriers and lease purchase. Whoo, don't get me started on lease purchase. and so on and so forth. But anyways, fast forwarding. So I get up there, the truck wasn't ready. Oh, okay, 22 years of doing it, man. That's what's up. I don't plan on driving trucks that long. I plan on getting a small fleet and then letting them do all the work, man. I'm just going to be a fleet owner about time I get to that point because I want to be home. I want to start a family and so on and so forth. I got goals, man. I got to get a life. But other than that, not saying nobody else do, but I see some truckers out there that have their wives with them. I'm like, when the hell did they find a wife out here? Like, I know it. I just don't know the secret, but maybe one of y'all do. I get up there, the truck wasn't ready. The park guys, he's taking extra days off. He didn't deliver the radiator and the clutch fan till like the 3rd of January. And they was waiting on those two parts mainly to put the truck back together because everything was done. They just didn't want to put the hood back on and then open it back off just to put the radiator and stuff in. Oh, you drive local. Yeah, I've drove local as well in Chicago. I used to do haul scrap. And I used to do three scrap runs in Chicago daily, downtown Chicago. This is big old scrap yard that we'll go pick up from one of these places in Central Ave or over off of 355 or something like that, and then go downtown, drop it off. And it's just, the pay wasn't worth all that work, and the commute was terrible. But yeah, kudos if you're doing local. I don't think I can do local. It got to at least be regional. I got to at least see a welcome to sign somewhere, welcome to whatever state sign. I can't stay in the same area. I couldn't do that. Yeah, you're absolutely right. Right. I hear you, Benjamin. Yeah, I do want the truck back right now so I can bounce back and stuff like that. It's just, I don't want to rush nobody because when they do something wrong, the first thing they can say or I can think of is like, well, you say you hurry up and wanted it back or you want us to cut corners. I don't want them to cut nothing. I want you to take care of that truck, put it back together right the first time. I don't want to drive off, go 100 miles down the road, check engine light come on. I don't want none of that. Because as soon as I leave and it's paid for, I don't want to have no problems with that truck for a whole year. You know what I mean? That's just the way, Robert, no, I'm not from Chicago. I lived in Chicago for 5 years. Then I moved down south to Florida, of course, and then now I'm about to relocate again. Florida is not the best place for truckers to live. Some people make it work. I don't know how, but everybody knows you'll get paid to go towards Florida, but you don't get paid nothing coming out. And I hate going home having to always make the split decision of whether I want to take a big loss just to go home for a few days or whatever the case is. Yeah, it does feel great getting back in there. I did get back in my truck just to move it out the shop and back up to the trailer. I was like, man, I'm ready to take off. I'm about to just leave. So I'm about to leave out this joint, man. Forget that. I'm in northern Mississippi, close to US 72. But yeah, so it's I'm just waiting on it. So let's get to the damages. The total damage, I'm just gonna tell y'all, the total damage of the truck, $13,000. $13,000. It started out at it would start out around $8,000. And then when they did the supplements and kept adding stuff to it, it got to $13,000 somehow. Now I talked to my mentor about this. He said he didn't see $13,000 worth of damage to that truck. I didn't either. So really don't I appreciate that comment, man. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. It's just my own personal experience. I can't sit there and say if I'm right or wrong, but I can say what I've been through is true. I don't have to lie about none of that. So I don't see that much damage to the truck, but I will break it down for you. What's up, Derek? First off, the tow bill. Let's talk about the towing, because I heard a lot of comments back about this. So I had my mentor call the tow truck for me, and he called the tow truck. They came out. My mentor told me to pay them to take it to the dealership. That way, they ain't got to do anything funny or wait on anything. And I tried to pay them. I tried to pay the towing company. Before he took off my truck, before he saw leave out the parking lot, he was going to charge me $750 just to take it to the dealership. And I was right there waiting to pay it. But then they suggested that if it's an insurance claim, let the insurance company handle it. So I was like, well, if I ain't got to pay $750 right now, I'd love to keep it in my wallet, if I ain't got to pull it out. So they said, okay. They said, we're going to take it back to the our storage yard where it'll be safe. Nobody going to mess with it, touch it, nothing. And we'll take it there the following morning. So the morning of the 20th of November, I called them. I didn't call them, but I did call the insurance company to begin the claim. And then I called Freightliner to see if it was there. And Freightliner says it's not at our dealership. So I'm sitting there calling the towing company. Where's the truck at? Oh, we still have it here in storage. Why did y'all take it to the dealership? He said, oh, because we're waiting on the insurance company to pay us for the towing before we drop it off. For what? I ain't going to sit there and go back and forth with them. But when the insurance company finally got the claim, they tried to pay the towing company, but the towing company kept adding storage to the truck every day. It sat there. So the original total that the insurance company was going to pay them, it increased since then. It started at $750 and then it ended up being $1325. And I think I already told people they try to charge some kind of a cleanup fee for clean up that plastic, which they did not. I cleaned it up and threw it away myself. I called the towing company about it, and they're gonna sit there and tell me that oh no, that's not the cleanup fee. That's for us moving the truck to the dealership from our yard. So I know they're lying. Y'all ain't got to comment and say that. I know they're lying. They try to get over. Towing companies try to get over. If I would have did it again, I would have given them the $750. Leave my truck sitting outside the dealership. That's all y'all paid to do. That's it. So that delayed me one whole week of getting my truck done. Just for them holding at the yard, the storage lot, nobody touching it. The insurance adjuster don't want to come out to the towing yard to look at it. He wanted to be at the dealership. Or whatever the case is. I appreciate my subscribers. You know what I'm saying? I just saw a pop up for it. And they had a tow. They did tow it there finally. They did it 4 days later. And then when it got there, it sat there for another 2 days plus a weekend at the dealership before the adjuster came out and looked at it. And then the adjuster told me the only thing he did was he got in the truck, tried to start it. He said, well, the truck still starts. Well, yeah, it would still start. I mean, it was in a parking lot incident. It wasn't on in a high-speed accident or nothing. So I don't know how long he let it run for, but he said, oh, yeah, the truck starts. Did you open the hood? No, we didn't open the hood. Well, you're liable to miss something. I guarantee it. Because when I had the truck running for 2 minutes, it was smoking and it smelled like burnt metal. In 2 minutes, it did it that fast. So I know he didn't start. He didn't have it running long. He probably just turned it on and turned it off. Yeah. I'm not telling nobody to do it. I can't tell another grown person to do anything. What my mentor suggested me is to take it to the dealership and let it sit outside the gate until the morning with the key in the truck or whatever in the mailbox. That would have had me spend $750 versus $1325, and it wouldn't have took a whole week delay to get all that done. So that's the difference between you paying the towing company to take it somewhere and drop it off versus them letting the insurance company handle it, because the whole insurance got to go through this process. Okay. I don't know if my connection was getting bad for y'all, but it's the Wi-Fi here. So yeah, and then it had to get towed from the dealership to the body shop, and he charged $700 for something like that to do that. So the tow bill total coming to like $2,025, somewhere in that ballpark. I had all the documents in front of me, and I had to mail them to Mercedes-Benz, who finances my truck, so they can verify that with the checks and all that and whatnot. So I don't have it in my hand. I should have kept a copy of it or something, give y'all a better idea. Yeah, my mentor been through a lot of shenanigans. My mentor has over 20 trucks. They're all Freightliners. I mean, he did Peterbilt's. He got one Volvo. He been through a lot of stuff. He's dealing with Regen now, Regen trucks. He got newer Cascadias like I have. He been through a lot of experiences, and he been through a lot of drivers and personalities and situations. So yeah, I'm pretty sure if he gives me advice on something that has to do with a truck or even a mechanical issue, he got a pretty good idea what to do from there. And so far, it's been working out good. He's been pretty close on the ball. So that's a tow bill by itself, $2,025. That's between the two towing companies, what they charge. I don't have to pay any of that. That's included in my insurance. So that's not part of the $13,000. Is he hiring? I'm not sure. He's mainly flatbed focused. So if you're not comfortable with doing flatbed, or you want to just do van, he got a waiting list on that one. Everybody want to do van. A flatbed is hard to find somebody that knows what they're doing with flatbed and want to deal with the cold weather or warm weather or wind or rain. Me, I like flatbed because it gives me an excuse not to go to Planet Fitness every weekend. I get it out the truck every day, load, unload, tarp if I have to. I could take 30 minutes up to 2 hours. That's a pretty damn good workout for me every day, and I do it on a daily basis. So I like it. But anyways, so yeah, I've seen somebody's comment earlier saying something about the labor and the parts and stuff like that. The parts were at least $7,000 of that 13. The parts were at least $7,000 because it was at $5,000 when they had the first revision. So I know they jumped up since then. And then the labor probably took the other half of that chunk. What do you guys think about? Sorry, it's fading away. It says, what do you guys think about starting a trucking at 55? Oh, start trucking at the age of 55. Wait. For U.S. Express about 20 years ago, it's something I want to do again. If you love trucking, do it. I mean, if you ever drove a truck at some point in your life, it's going to be in your blood. I mean, there's people out there that sit there and say, I will never quit trucking, even if they had $1 million. I'm not sure how true that is, but I know if I had $1 million, I'd probably still have a truck. I'd probably have a really nice damn truck. I'd still be driving. I have that and a RV. But that's just me, though. I'm not sure about everybody else. Oh, man. I got me a bottle. I'm going to drink a little bit. It's my weekend off. So, where was I at? That bill is expensive. I'll tell you that. And I'll probably post a little short video tomorrow, if not tonight. Pictures of what it looked like. This truck looked excellent, man. I cannot wait to get back in that truck. It looked better than when I bought it. That's the sad part. It looks better than when I bought it. They did a really good job on it. I ain't got no music going or nothing like that. I was going to get to it in a minute. Sip a little bit, chill a little bit. Okay, so where I leave off at? I know the truck costs. I went up there to go see it. So what am I doing now? I took off a week and a half, and I stayed in Chicago. Other than the hood and the radiator, there was the radiator, the clutch fan, the AC condenser, the air charger, of course the hood, bumper, headlights, fog lights, the paint job itself. That's from what I could see. They had 23 items listed on there. When I saw the actual invoice, they had 23 items listed on that invoice of what they did to that truck. I know I only named maybe 7 or 8 of them. So it's really unsure what they did. Like I said, I wish I had a copy of it. I had it in my hands yesterday, and I had to overnight it to, not yesterday, but the day before yesterday, I had to overnight it to Mercedes-Benz, along with 2 checks to pay for the truck. And that's the whole problem process right there, because I tried to have the insurance company pay the body shop directly, but since the body shop is kind of like out of their network, they're not like a dealership or anything direct. This is how they're doing it. They're sending it to me. They're putting it in my name and the lien holder's name, because of scams and fraud people been doing with taking the money and running, or whatever the case is. Example being, say you have a truck that you know is a piece of shit, and let's say the truck was $10,000 to get it fixed, through the insurance company. Well, if you know that even if they fix that $10,000 worth of that truck and it's still going to be a piece of shit, they probably try to figure out a way to where they sit there going to say, well, fuck this truck. I'm going to take this 10 grand and run with it. So people do stuff like that. So it got insurance companies to the point where they'll put your name and the financer's name. Ain't nobody going to start talking crazy, man. Talk about that yak, man. This is Smirnoff. I'm cheap right now. When you're an owner-operator and you only have one truck and you haven't driven that truck or made a penny in it since 45 days or so on and so forth, you go from Dulce or Duce down to Smirnoff real quick. You'll go down real quick. I'm surprised this ain't Burnett's or even Night Train or something like that. Well, I'm surprised it ain't at the bottom of the damn shelf yet. We far from the top shelf around here. I'm just saying, man. I'm telling y'all the truth. I'm telling y'all all the truth. Oh, man. Let me get up and walk around a little bit. I just started sipping. I just had dinner, so I ain't worried about nothing, man. So I know y'all asked questions. Y'all got any questions or curiosities about me, what I'm doing, or what's going on with my truck? Once the insurance company sign off on the truck and I get the checks back and deposit in my account and they clear, I'm paying for the truck and I'm going to be back out there. What sucks is, sit this phone out for a second. What sucks is that my truck payment was due a few days ago and I haven't paid it. And the reason being is because I haven't driven the truck. So I'm going to end up paying them before my grace period is done. That's for sure. But I have to wait for some stuff to clear first. Oh, yeah. I'm going to definitely get my money back up. Don't even worry about that. That that whole FedEx contract would have had me straight. That was a $15,000 contract to work with them for that holiday season. And I lost it simply because somebody fucking hit my truck. Whew. But that's really the update on my truck so far. It's all done. It's completed. It's hooked up to my flatbed trailer. That's what I meant to tell y'all. When my mentor was bringing my flatbed trailer up to me, he stopped at a Flying J here in Mississippi on I-22, and it was packed. One of the drivers on the right side, as in the fill aisle next to him, tried to back up because you know how people pull forward and sit there for damn near 30 minutes. The trucker got impatient. He started backing up. And what he ended up doing, he backed right into my flatbed trailer. At the very end, he took out the side marker light on the flatbed trailer, and then he put a big old gash in my outside tire. And I showed my mentor that, and he's pissed about it, but he'll say he'll change it when I bring it back down here. But I'm like, man, somebody hit my truck, and then some other motherfucker. That flatbed trailer hasn't moved for the past week and a half. It's been sitting safely here. That's the first day he pulled it out to move it up to Chicago for me. His idea, not mine. And somebody hit the damn flatbed trailer. I said, man, I don't know why I got so much bad luck, but I'm pulling through it, y'all. I ain't crying about it. I'm not stressed about it. But there's so much stuff going on. I'm just kicking back and just like, you know what? I'm not even gonna worry about it. Not at all. I wish I could read some of the comments while I'm doing this on my phone. Well, I'll be running 48 states. I actually got the registration to run all 48 in Canada. The only reason that I haven't went out west yet is because of I'm still getting used to flatbed again. Like I said, I've done flatbed since 2010. And I just paid for all my equipment. That was $5,000. That and the registration and the plates for my truck. And then it got hit, of course. Once I do get used to it, probably around springtime after the winter season, after the chain laws lift out west. Because I'm not carrying no chains on my truck. I'm not doing that chain up shit. I was raised in Seattle where we had to do that as part of our CDL training. And we actually had to do a hands-on experience. We had to go through Smoke-Calming Pass and do that shit. Nope, I ain't dealing with that. So, as soon as that chain law lifts, I'm going to be running out to California and Seattle. My only thing I don't like about the flatbed stuff I've been pulling so far, it's been heavy. It's all been over 40,000 pounds. I think the heaviest I carried so far was 48,000. 48,000 pounds worth of steel. Yeah. Yep, you're right, Benjamin. People just messing my shit up. I take really good care of all my stuff. You know, I try to make it so I can have the least amount of problems possible, but it never accounts for what somebody else is willing to do or somebody else ain't paying attention. You know, how many times you've been going down the highway and as you're passing somebody, they're going slower than you, but for some reason they're swerving. You ever had somebody to swerve out of their lane into yours, but they're going like maybe 5 or 10 miles slower than you? It's just like if you didn't expect or wasn't paying any attention, it's like y'all would bump, y'all would touch. I just don't. It's stuff like that you know you don't account for what somebody else's habits or how they drive or what condition they're in. That's to get out the driveway. Yeah, out west is a little bit different, man. They got you know 6,000 elevation, 4,000 elevation, 8,000 elevation hills out there, and whether y'all ran out west before or not, it'll let you know chain up area ahead. It'll have the lights flashing, kind of like if it was an open way station. Pull off to a chain area, which is ain't really nothing but the shoulder of the interstate, unless it's a little fancy-ish rest area kind of looking, but. you'll throw your chains on, you'll go up that hill, and then they got an unchained area. It's just like you only got the chains on for maybe 5 miles at best, and then you'll take them right back off again. Some people might keep it on longer than that, but I'm pretty sure they'll eat your tires up or chew them up. And especially if you're heavy, you got a lot of weight on you. Definitely. Most definitely. Man, I can't stop this nose. Can't stop this nose at all. But once I get that back, I actually got another issue I got to deal with. The recertification of my medical. I got my 2 years. But at the same time, based on my height and weight, they told me I had to do a sleep study. You ever heard about that? Sleep study? I love how it's super peaceful in here. Ain't nobody here but me at the office. I should hop in my massage chair and give me a good massage going real quick. But yeah, I gotta take care of that. Motherfucking sleep study. Yeah, it is more than 17. I don't think it is. I don't think I think my beard make it look wider, but I ain't got no double chin or none of that. It just, I have no idea. So I gotta do that, and I actually scheduled that. I was supposed to do the sleep study the day before my truck, or the day after my truck got hit. That's what had me reschedule it the first time. I rescheduled it 3 times since then. I haven't made one appointment because either I'm working or I was stuck in Chicago waiting on my truck to be done. So I tried to reschedule it one more time. They ain't even answering the phone. They're like, man, we tired of this dude. Calling him, telling him to do a sleep study. And he ain't showed up yet. Is being an owner-operator stressful? It can stress you out if you let it. I'm really fortunate to have so much support, and that's you know, being an owner-operator, even though it sounds like you're doing it by yourself, you can't get nowhere without some kind of support from somebody. I don't care who you are, you got to thank somebody. I got people that, you know, my family, you know, like in Chicago, for letting me stay there while I was up there waiting on my truck to be finished, or whether if it's, you know, like my mentor guy giving me advice or helping me out make better decisions before I make bad decisions. There's always somebody helping you out. It's not a blessing or an angel watching over you when you're driving down the highway and you avoid a near accident because you either noticed it at the last second or you was able to maneuver at the last minute. Or wherever the case is, it sure does help. You said Florida passed the law, but other states haven't passed it yet. What law did Florida pass? Said just do your medical at another state. Could. I mean, I already got a 2-year card. I mean, I don't feel like my biggest thing about these medical certification, it'd be my blood pressure. I don't have high blood pressure or hypertension, but depending on my mood, I could be a 113 over 69, or I can be, you know, like a 145 over 80. It's just up and down. It fluxes between that area, and I don't want to do a medical certification where it's over 140. Get through it, Nastic. Seems like 350 at home, unless it's not approved anymore. The sleep study that I'm doing, it's $450 to do it at the facility, and generally what it covers is the $100 fee for walk-in if your insurance doesn't cover it, and then it's $350 for the actual study itself. And it's basically what she told me so far. It's like a hotel room setting. You bring something to change into, some night clothes, some pajamas or whatever, or, shorts and a shirt. And you're pretty much just laying in bed and they'll hook up some wires to you and they'll monitor your brain waves, your breathing pattern, and then they'll monitor your movement, like if you twitch your legs or your arms or wherever, or you turn over. And it usually lasts about 6 hours. It's a 6-hour thing. So the way that they do it is like an 8 o'clock, 8 p.m. appointment. You'll get there to get you settled in. You'll lay down. You'll fall asleep. All they need to do is record 6 hours worth of your sleeping. You sleep longer than that, you sleep longer than that. You sleep too long, they wake you up. If you don't sleep that long, I don't know. I haven't asked that question yet. I do drink a lot of water. Matter of fact, that's usually what I drink. I go to Walmart. I buy about 4 or 5 2-gallon jugs of water of that great value water in the back. That'd be like 89 cents. And trust and believe it, I sit it right on my passenger floor as I'm going down the highway. I'll be drinking it, kicking it back all day long. And then when I make my NutriBullet vegan smoothies, I use water instead of using like silk milk or anything else. So please believe I get the water in my body. I'm not a fan of soda or any of that stuff. I only drink liquor when I'm off, and I've been off a lot the past couple weeks. But yeah, the sleep study itself is $450, and then if they discover you have sleep apnea, the machine is $650, and that comes with everything. That comes with the mask, the hose, some kind of a kit. I don't know if it's whether to clean it with or what. And it's very small and compact. And then it records for you and it adjusts your breathing while you sleep automatically. She was kind of explaining that to me a little bit. And then of course the DOT got to know your readings on a weekly basis for I don't know how long, but that's about as much as she was able to tell me. You should look into Kaleido Silver. It will boost your overall health. Kaleido Silver. Is that a medical plan? It sounds like a medical plan, like bronze and gold and platinum. I don't know. My insurance that I had last year in 2017 wouldn't cover the sleep apnea thing, but that was an HMO, and I was doing it out of state. So now I got an EPO. And I'm going to check this time to see if they'll cover it this time. If not, then it'll be $450 for the study. And then if I have to get the machine, it's additional $650. Be $1,100. See, get some sleep before you do the sleep test and act like you're sleeping. I don't think you can cut corners, and that really ain't going to help me out anyways. I'd rather, the night before that sleep test, I'd rather do a flatbed load, pick up some stuff, tarp, chain, strap, exhaust the hell out of myself before I go do that test because I want to sleep. I did look into something. It's called Navage. It's a sinus cleaner. It kind of looks like a humidifier, and you put water in it. And it comes with these sodium packets you put at the top, and they got 2 nasal holes. One goes in, one pushes the water in, up one nostril, and the other one sucks it back out, and it clears your sinuses. If I did have sleep apnea, the biggest issue would be my sinuses, because I have sinus problems. You can probably hear it right now. I just got over a sinus infection. Hey, what's going on, Mac? Yeah, I'm still kicking, man. Hey, everything's still kicking, man. I might have been quiet. Everything's still kicking. See, here's the big thing. On one of the lows I did in the middle of December, I picked up a load going down to New Orleans, and my laptop was on the dash, and it rained heavy that day. And the rain was leaking in through the windshield and getting on my laptop. So, me, naturally, I took the laptop up, I dried it off, turned it off, and I threw it back on my bed. Well, what happened as I was driving down the highway, at some point it fell on the floor. No big deal. But then when I pulled up into the truck stop, I still had all my dirty clothes on. I'm going to switch into my cleaner clothes. All I did is get out the truck. I stepped over by the gear shift and took 2 steps back. Heard crack. That's all I heard. My laptop fell on the ground. This is my laptop right here. And if you couldn't see it anyways, but it got cracks going all the way up the side. Like this. My monitor ain't even on right now, but my laptop is on. I actually got an HDMI ported to through the TV right here. That's the only way I can use it now. So all my video editing skills, I can only use it if I got an HDMI cord plugged in. It works. My cousin, you talk about the Navage thing? Navage work, your cousin used it? I thought about ordering it. It's on Amazon for $115. Neti pot, flush the sinus area 2 times a day. About 3 to 5 days, it'll make a huge difference in my life. I think I heard something about that in one of the YouTube videos. They was using the Navage cleanser. They said something about a neti pot. You get it from either Walgreens or CVS or something like that. I might end up checking into that as well. See, I have to keep blowing my damn nose. I hate to discuss y'all. But this sinuses it's probably because I'm drinking now too. This is the first time I actually drunk anything since I had my sinus infection last weekend. Come on, man. Give me the tissue, damn it. Got time over here to play with this tissue. Wow, man. That's crazy. Wash my damn hands. I pray everybody probably busy tonight. They're gonna probably ask me all kind of questions like, "Damn, I didn't know you went live." Well, I did, so I didn't have to make a video about it because I had so much stuff to try to explain, and I know people have plenty of questions. Oh man, let me see. Kaleido Silver. An all-natural antibiotic alternative. It's the purest form available. It's a natural remedy for many of mankind's illnesses. Okay, Jarvis. I'll definitely look into stuff, man. I've had subscribers that I actually personally called and talked to on the phone, and I actually met some of my subscribers I hung out with. Y'all some good peoples, man. We hang out, we have a blast. One of my subscribers, we went out to Jacksonville Beach and hung out there, had some drinks, had a good old night, man. It was fun, chilled out, and that was that, man. He told me if I ever come to Texas, he said he'll show some love. He said, "Let me know when you in Texas." Texas don't pay shit coming out there with flatbed. Use distilled water only. Microwave. Yeah. I think you're saying that, Benjamin, because of the tap water, what's in it, with parasites. And then since you're flushing your nose out with tap water, if it gets to your brain, it can kill you. Is that the reason why you're saying distilled water? I've only used distilled water for very few purposes. I used distilled water in my radiator in my car once because it won't rust the parts in your radiator. And I also use distilled water. What else I use distilled water? I only use it for 2 different reasons. But yeah, I think that's why you saying that too, because something about parasites was in tap water. Definitely. But you can't drink distilled water to replace regular water because it has no minerals in it. So you pretty much just be starving your body while you over there drinking water. I didn't know that. I was drinking distilled water for a little bit until I found that out too. But yeah, anybody have any questions? I know I let this stream for a while, but this is my first time going live. I'm still going to put a video out for some people. I'm going to probably end up doing that tomorrow. So, have I ever drove in a truck sick? Come on, man. We on camera. I did a lot of stuff in my truck. I did a lot of stuff in my truck. Whew. But yeah, I've been injured and I have been under the weather. I don't get sick. I really don't get sick. I mean, my sinus infection is seasonal. The last time I had a sinus infection was probably back in 2014. So I rarely get sick for any reason. I'm always outdoors, which is great for me. It's when I get stuck in houses or closed areas for so long, it's when my nose and stuff start getting stuffy and messed up or whatever. Am I with Landstar? No, I'm not with Landstar. I was actually, back when I was with Dart, I was doing videos about me switching to Landstar. And I went through the whole process with Landstar. I was talking to a third-party agent that was out of Rockford, Illinois. And all I had to do was get a 120-day inspection on my truck and do a drug test. That was it. Everything else already got pushed through and approved. I already had my what was it, 2290? I already had a 2290 for my truck and all my documents that I needed. So the only reason I didn't go to Landstar, especially because it's so close to where I lived at in Jacksonville, I think the Landstar is right down maybe 10 miles south of 295 off the exit where the TA and Pilot is. One of my subscribers, he works with Landstar and he didn't know that terminal was there. I said, man, why don't you, because he tried to park his truck at the TA. And I said, why don't you just park at the Landstar yard? He said, where is it? I said, it's like 2 blocks down the street from TA. He said, show me. So he hopped in my car and I went to go show him. It's a big yard. They hold up to about 70 truck and trailers and it had about 10 bobtail spots. And then they have about 40 parking spots for just personal vehicles. Because I went there personally myself to go check them out. And this is in Florida. And the only thing is, if you leave your vehicle or truck, there's a clipboard where you just sign in and sign out of which vehicle you're leaving. And then just a contact number, it's all simple stuff. But yeah, I was that close to going with him. And I just changed my mind and said, I'm just going to do flatbed instead of doing van with Landstar. But now that I have my flatbed equipment, I got a headache rack, chains, tarp, straps. I could always go to Landstar and do flatbed there now too. So I got my own equipment. I can easily make that switch. I also missed the message. What was it? I got go for medical card update in March. I dread going in 6 foot 320. So I gotta do a sleep study as well. Yeah. I'm a little bit taller, a little bit heavier than that. I actually, since October, I have lost, no, not since October, since October, that's when I did my DOT physical. I didn't even need one. It's because my current DOT physical was under 6 months from expiring. So he required me to go take another DOT physical. I still got another month left on the one I have now already. But I've lost 20 pounds in the past 3 months doing flatbed alone, just alone doing flatbed. And that's in the winter cold months. I swell up. I don't know about y'all, but I swell up in the winter. But as soon as the summer and spring kick around, oh yeah, I just get nice and slim and strong and whatnot. Everything will start looking up soon, man. I can't wait to come up on here. I smile through it all, but trust and believe, I go through a lot of BS. I was just dealing with some BS that had nothing to do with trucking not too long ago. But I just pray for the best outcomes, man, that things work out. Because I'm a good dude. I try to do right. I want to have my own business. I started my own business. And I just want a small fleet of trucks, be a fleet owner, and get it moved from there. I thought about getting my pilot's license at one point. If that ever become a reality, I'm all for it. To go to pilot school was going to cost me 6 months of my life, Monday to Friday, and it's going to run me $70,000. Yeah, drop 40 pounds, but you're absolutely right. I'm definitely going to drop weight, man. As soon as I get back out on this flatbed and get it going, I'm going to lose this weight in the next 3 more months. I'll be under 300 pounds. I guarantee I'll be under 300 pounds in 3 more months of doing flatbed. Because that stuff had me sweating below freezing. My sweat was freezing on my face. I was out there getting it. Well, I was getting it. Getting them, try to roll up, throw 10 straps or throw on chains on the coil and carry 60-pound tarps and try to put over a big old 45,000-pound coil. That's a lot of work. Climb up and down, jumping off a flatbed. Load, unload every day. There ain't no preload. I know one guy talked about his flatbed, a lot of work. It's a lot more work. It's not like van where you can just drop and hook and open and shut doors. Nah, you can't sit there for 2-3 hours and play video games in your bunk. It's nothing like that. Flatbed is waiting on you. It's a complete 180 because in the van trailer, you know, you get appointment time, you show up, you back in, you're waiting on them to unload you so that you can leave. In flatbed, they wait on you to show up and load you, and they wait on you to strap your load so you can leave. It's the other way around. A lot less downtime. I've never paid. I never asked for detention yet. I always get a reload within 5 minutes of me saying I'm empty. And as long as between the hours that they're open, they'll always load and unload you. It doesn't matter if you got an appointment or not. They only takes you 10, 15 minutes to load you depending on what it is. What takes the hour or half hour is you strapping and chaining it down. Yeah, cold eyebrows and the beard freeze. Since I've been in Chicago the past week, I usually shop at Blaine's Farm and Fleet for my stuff. I bought what they call a monkey suit. And it's pretty much a Carhartt coveralls. Goes from there. It's like suspenders up here. And it's all insulated. And I got a Carhartt jacket to go with it too. But it's in the trunk of my car in Florida. And then I also bought me a face mask to wear. And then I got a beanie, of course. So I got me some insulated gloves. I'm ready to rock. That monkey suit costs like $110. And then the jacket costs $80. But Carhartt, that's some good stuff. You put that stuff on, you can't feel shit. When wind blows at you, don't even feel it. Am I trucking to make money to support my pilot career? No, I'm not at all. To be quite honest with y'all, I'm trucking. I drive trucks just because I just love to travel. I love to drive. I'm not pressured to drive trucks. It's just something that I got into. I shined at, and you know, ain't nothing like hopping in the truck and having your own privacy and take breaks when you want to, sleep when you want to, eat when you want to, go where you want to. I can visit family. You know, that's one of the bigger things I like about trucking. You can visit family because usually you got to get a plane ticket, take time off to go visit family. Whereas in trucking, man, all you got to do is get a load going to Chicago or Ohio or New York or Texas and pass through and take off one day. Tell them just don't give me a load the next day and kick it with family. They can't never visit you, but you can always visit him because they ain't gonna know when to visit you. You're always on the road. I've never had people come visit me, but that's because they never can. I stay on the road. I live in my truck. I don't know about y'all. I don't even feel this shit yet. But okay, people. I thought I'd go live one time. If I got any questions or comments on the video after I end it, then you know I'm going to answer it. Like I said, a lot of people that ask me questions, I didn't even see them pop up. So everybody probably out turning up, kicking it. I'm just chilling, trying to see what the next move is. So I appreciate y'all for watching, and I'll catch up with y'all in a minute. Yeah, Carhartt is a good quality. All right, y'all. I'll check back in.